So I found this Spectrum in a skip 7 months ago, and then I fitted a new keyboard membrane to get that working, and finally I did a composite mod for a better picture. I also found a big box of original games. Now I've been using the Play ZX app to load the games, but I thought it would be a good idea to order a tape deck, test the tape games. Naturally, I've ordered a faulty one, so in this video I'm hoping to get this fixed so I can play some original games off a tape. Now the original listing says it's in good condition but faulty. The deck spins but there's no sound from the tape, and I paid a total of £11.98. So it doesn't come with a charger, and I don't have the hang on a minute, they're AA's, aren't they? They are AA batteries. I do have some AA batteries I could try. The charger I've been using, I've got a Sony PSP charger which is 5 volts. The cassette deck wants 6 volts, but this does actually work. That's the cassette's going round there, the tape's going round. So the fault is there's a loud hum which gets louder as you turn the volume up, and that works if I'm fast forwarding, rewinding, playing. So there's some interference somewhere, so I'm hoping to get this open and have a look. I wonder if I should try batteries. I would imagine I'm going to get the same result, but I'll just pop some batteries in there as well. Now I get less of a hum with the batteries. That's interesting. I've got a Spectrum Scrabble game. Still, there's no sound. There's no sound, but there's noticeably less hum on the batteries. Right, so let's get this opened up. Okay. That was easier than I expected. There's a clip here holding the speaker in. I've seen people test the speaker, so we'll try that. I don't know what reading I should get. I'm pretty sure sometimes it's 8 ohms, I think. 8.4 ohms. Well, that was a lucky guess, wasn't it? So I think the speaker's okay. I don't get anything through the headphone jack. I've tested that previously. I wonder if I should just take this speaker out. We'll undo this screw, see if that gives her a bit more room. There's a small screw there for ground, I think, by the looks of it. It doesn't seem very tight. There's a ground here, which is also screwed down. I'll desolder a couple of these ground leads and we should be able to take the board out. Well, you don't get much room to work with. There's a couple of wires here which come to a switch down here. Well, I don't know what that's for. Let's have a look at this and see if we can see anything that stands out. It couldn't be something as simple as a dirty volume switch. So I've got 19 kilo ohms. IPA on this slider. Oh, there's 4 connections to it. I might not have the right ones. I'm always getting 19 no matter what way. I'm not sure if I'm testing this right. 2.9. There we go. It's different, isn't it? 0.07. 2.8. 2.9. And resistance 19. 41, 39, down to 19, oh hang on, 19 kilo ohms to 500 ohms. 19 kilo ohms down to 500 ohms, 480 ohms. So I think that's working. Presumably that's working. Speaker wires come to here. Is that connection okay? Let's have a look underneath the scope. Right, well these are the speakers. That seems okay. These all look okay. I think I'll take this board off. I wonder what this little switch is for. This little switch is for play. I'm going to test that. If I press this play button. Right, that is working. Tell you what I could do. This one should come to there, which it does, and the red one comes to there, which it does. The speaker is okay, and the red on the speaker is okay. Just rule out some daft little things first. I don't know where this one goes to. That goes to the motor, which we do know works. So that's power. What's this one? This one is microphone, goes down to a microphone. All these components look okay, so I'm initially a bit stuck. I wonder if someone's had this open, and I'm wondering if that hasn't been connected to this piece up here. Although the sound of the hum did go louder and quieter when I moved it before I opened it up, so I'm going to assume that's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photograph of this, and I'm going to disconnect, desolder all these, and I'm going to have a look at the components on the other side of the board. Right, I need to have a think before I start taking all this apart. Someone on Discord said you could check the resistance on the head. Open or super high resistance and it's dead. I don't know. But I don't know how to do that. It looks pretty complicated. Red wire down in there. I think that's the head. I can see a red and white wire going down there, coming to here. So is this going to give us any indication? 0.2 of an ohm. Well, that's practically open, isn't it? Resistance is climbing. I'm in the mega ohms now, but that could be doing the whole board, couldn't it? If you were going to start, you would start with the head, because that's the source. That's the source of the sound, and it comes up to here. I'll take them off. Well, that gives us a different reading. I'm still at 13, 14 mega ohms. I'm open between the red and the ground, and I'm open between the white lead and the ground. So does that mean the head's okay? 13? Right, 14, 15 mega ohms. You can check the resistance on the head, maybe 200 to 300 ohms. But between 50 and 1000 is probably fine. Open or super high resistance, and it's dead. So, is my tape head dead? Let's have a think. I'm going to have a Google and find out if I'm checking that right. And so I've just found this video by Tetracan, and there's a coil in the tape head here. There's one coil, there's a coil for each channel. So in mine, I think this is mono, so I can test just for continuity of that coil. Now I've got 3 wires coming out. I know the red, I can see the red and the white one do go down to the head, and I've got no continuity. So I have a horrible feeling that the tape head is kaput. So what do I do in that case? Can I order a new one? Is it worth ordering a new one? I want to see if I can tear this down a little bit more. So the red goes on the left, and the red on this one goes to the left also. I wonder if I can find out what the tape head is in the service manual. and perhaps order a replacement. That's going to be a joy to get into, unless I can get in through there. I wonder if I can just take them out. 2 screws, and then will it just come out from there? I'm going to leave that in place. Actually, there's some writing on there. 15RB08. I found the instructions to remove the cassette mechanism deck, tape deck, erase head. I'm looking for a part number. Right, what we got here? Is that it? Is that it? HRP 101. Format type. HRP 101. New type. HRP 101. Part number. There are 2 kinds of types HRP 101 because an installation direction of a lead wire is different from the format type. They're crossed over. So there's 2 types. I don't know which one I'm going to have. This is going to have to come out. I don't really want to dismantle this, but I think I'm going to have to. If I can leave that motor in, it might not be attached. Let's see, we'll take this lead off. We'll take this off. No, that's not lifting up. Almost loose. I think this is the belt for the counter, so I'll undo that. I don't know where it goes to. It's a spring for the lid. I think it's this. I think it's that. It wants to come out now, but there's something stopping it. There we go. So that's the belt for the timer. It was just the lid was stopping it from coming out. So there we go. There. That's what I... Ah, look. Look. Have I just done that? Or has that happened previously? We might be onto something here. Let's just test those 2 and see if we get anything. At 329 ohms, which is about... Bruin said he'd expect 200 to 300 ohms. And I'm getting 329. So that might be spot on, or close enough. So I wonder if I can just pop that solder back on there. Okay. That looks good. Now the hard part is putting it back together. It's got to go in there. This one must go around. It's got to go around. I don't know which one it goes around. Ah, I think that's the clue. There's already an indentation in there. So I'm assuming it goes around this one. I'd better take these screws out first, because they're going to get in the way. And then that goes on there. That's not right, that's catching on there. That have to go underneath. Yeah, that belt is now in the right place. Give that a wiggle and I think that might be it. This one went up here. This one went to here. Take your time and don't get carried away. There's a volume mechanism. This one went this one went around somewhere and then went somewhere else, and that's about as much as I remember about it. It went somewhere and then went around somewhere else. Right, so it goes on there, around there, and under there. And that's the spring for the top, for the cassette top. I've got a speaker that could go in place. I could do with the dust, and that went in somehow to somewhere. Wires at the bottom. There's a clip goes underneath there, and underneath Right, I'm happy with that. I've got a circuit board. I've got another. That's it. That just sits on there. It's just strange having all these components next to the mechanics of it all. Now we'll bring all these wires back, put them back on, and I think that's job done. I've got to put this back on. Take that off first, I think. I'll put that on last. So there's the speaker on. These are from the tape head, which go to red on the top, I think. White goes on the bottom. And finally, oh, it's not finally because I've got some ground wires. I've got the microphone, external mic, negative and positive. Negative is the white one, but it's not an external mic, it's an internal mic because it's actually in the deck. I'll just make sure it goes to them. External mic is for the mic connector on the side here. Good job I checked. I haven't got much play on these wires. White goes to there. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Ground, I've got ground here. I've got ground up here. I've got ground there. It doesn't look like it's being soldered though. This ground one came down to here. And finally, this sticky ground pad, it actually covered this connector and went to there. Oh yeah, bugger. That got hot quick. And I think that's it. Marvellous. Right, I've got no other bits lying around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. Hang on. That screw's a bit shorter than the others. I think that arrow, it's like the Sony PlayStations where they've got the little arrows on. Buttons seem to be working okay. I've nearly forgot the important piece. I haven't got the volume slider in the right place. If the head's working now, is that going to address the problem of the noise, the hum coming out of the speaker? Is there still a fault with it? Something's catching on this side. I think that's it. Put a couple of screws back in and we'll test it. Well, it's going round. I'll turn the volume low. We'll listen to the lovely sound of Scrabble. Right, play. Are we going to hear anything? Oh, go. That's it. That's Scrabble loading up. That's fantastic. I don't think I've got any audio to play. I haven't got any audio cassettes. Counter's working. That's the game loading. If I take the tape out and I press play, there's a very slight hiss, but it's not as bad as it was before. Right, power supply on. Bit noisier, but that's at full volume, so the tape head must be picking up something. Well, that's working. That's working fine. That is a great result. I'm going to set this up in front of the TV in the bedroom, and I'm going to try to load Outrun and see if that works. Or shall I do it here? I don't know. Do it in the other room. I've tried a couple of games. Ghostbusters didn't work. Outrun, I remember Outrun, you had to load the game up and then you had to put a different tape in to load the tracks. The game loaded up. I was able to select the Kingston joystick, but the track didn't load. These cassettes came from someone's loft, so they might not be in the best condition, but I did get Enduro Racer to work, so the cassette player is working okay. But I remember from my childhood that the games were temperamental at best. They'd seem to look for any excuse not to load up. So that's it. That's a great fix. Thank you very much to Bruin, who told us to measure the head, the tape head, and he also sent us a link for the service manual. So that was a great help. Thank you. And that's it for today's video. I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.